All right, hey everybody, my name is Nick Martin, and a lot of my clients ask me different ways to prep food and get it ready. I want to just give you some tips and tricks of what I do. First thing I do, I buy these chicken tenders that are already pre-broken down. It's a little bit more expensive, but it ends up saving me a lot of time. I just take them right from the packaging, put them into a dish, and then I will show you guys how I season them all up and just make them taste good. And they sell these at Costco, really any grocery store. Like I said, they are a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it just considering the amount of time you save in breaking down the chicken, especially if you're prepping a lot of chicken like I do each week. This amount of chicken right here is probably about 3 pounds. I'd say it's gonna last me probably 4 or 5 days during the week. I eat about 4 or 5 ounces per meal, just kind of depending on what time of the day. My secret spice recipe here, really basic, just salt. And you can use kind of whatever you want. I have a sea salt here I like from Costco. Good amount on that. Do garlic powder, kind of to your taste level. I like to have it kind of just a little bit of color on the chicken. And then pepper to taste. Some people don't like pepper. Some people like it a lot. Just kind of whatever you want to do. I like it. I think it looks nice. And then for that kind of nice presentation and look after you're done cooking, paprika. Ooh, paprika helps get a little bit of color. So we'll make do with that. Just kind of mix it all up here. Notice I don't, or I didn't add any fat to the chicken. I cook my chicken all on the grill and I try not to touch it much so it doesn't stick at all. So that's what my chicken ends up looking like, and we'll show you guys here in a couple minutes what it looks like to put it on the grill. Okay. So while the grill is heating up for the chicken, I'm gonna go ahead and start preparing my rice. We just use an Instant Pot. I've also used a rice cooker in the past. This worked out pretty well. Just a measuring cup right into the container of rice, and I'm gonna measure out 4 cups of rice here. It's not perfect, I kind of just get it close enough. Put it right in here. Pro tip is bringing this thing over near the sink so you don't have to walk across the kitchen. So just fill up, I go 1 for 1, water to rice, kind of just look at the instructions on your rice packet and follow suit. Cool. So that's what it looks like once you get the water and the rice in there. Nothing fancy, it's rice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put it over here in the Instant Pot. And hit the button, and we're good to go.
How many minutes?
This is at 15 minutes, and I usually just let it go off and then let it sit here for a few minutes before I actually break it down into my meals.
It's called high pressure natural release.
High pressure natural release. Okay, so I got my smoker on. Gonna be cooking the chicken tenders at about 300 degrees. Chicken tenders, like I said, they don't have any fat in them, so they're gonna cook a little faster, and it's important not to dry them out. So I go a little bit less temperature on these, a little bit longer duration, but I'm just basically trying to cook them. I'm not really trying to char them or anything like that. So everyone knows how to grill. You simply just put the chicken on the grill. And the real trick with not having anything stick is to not touch it and move it a lot of times. So literally I'm gonna put these on here and let them sit for between 7 to 10 minutes. And I'll come back out here and show you guys in a minute. They'll be kind of cooked almost on top as well. And I'll be able to just barely pick them up with the tongs. And if they stick, they're not ready to be flipped over. But if they just come off the grill, it's ready to flip them over. Okay, it's been about 7 or 8 minutes probably. We're just gonna check the chicken. So, like I said, some signs that the chicken's ready to be flipped. It will easily pick up from the grill and not stick. So I just barely picked it up. It's ready to be flipped. And that's the case for all these. So I'm just gonna rotate them over and do another 7 to 8 minutes aside, and I think they'll be about ready. So it's been about another 8 or 10 minutes. The chicken is done. Some of the smaller pieces, a little bit more charred, but still pretty good. But the rest of them are pretty much just perfect. Not going to be dry, even though there's not much fat in the meat. So what I do is I'll just go sit them on the counter to cool off for about an hour or so, and then I'll put them in the fridge in a Ziploc bag and have them ready to go for this week's food.